Expansive and affirming. This is a more philosophical concept, and I'll talk about this a bit more later on during the presentation, but we want our clients to really think expansively. For the longest time, we've used language like tolerance or non-discrimination, which is incredibly vague and doesn't really point to anything specific, and we want you to move beyond that. What does expansion look like for your organization? What is identity affirming to people within your organization? We've moved past this time where non-discrimination and tolerance are good enough. It's kind of a base level. How are you letting people know that it's okay to be who they are and that you won't be harming them or allow harm to come to them within the workplace? We're really thinking more critically about this culture of thriving. How are you allowing people to come into your organization and experience success in just existing in their own identities? And like I said, this is a more philosophical slide, so there's less of an answer, but more of something for you to think about with your organization of what that looks like for you. And then also communicating resources available. I think sometimes we get caught in this loop about resources available mean unlimited coffee and lunch on Wednesdays, but what are some other things that you can provide that people would want to take advantage of? Such as privacy rooms, which are beyond breaks for body feeding, which are incredibly helpful, but are a great place for sensory breaks, people who need a prayer space, or just need to make a personal call and need time away from a larger group. We're thinking about all gender restrooms. Do your restrooms truly need to be gendered? And if there is an all gendered restroom, does it have to be in the basement or on the first floor when you work on the 15th? Thinking about accessibility. How are people of all different movement and ability and body types able to get around your office? And if they aren't, is there a process that is not embarrassing and causing shame to this person to request accommodations be met for them? And then preferred language. How are we letting people who may not have English as a first language or maybe working through other speech-like challenges, how are we opening up accessibility for them? And then lastly, one of my favorites that we've been digging into with clients is around privacy and right to share. We are always moving toward a more expansive and affirming environment, but I also think it's so important that we recognize that some people just don't want to share, and that's okay. That's their right. There's so many incredible things that can happen from vulnerable and intentional connection with other folks. And this person is at work. And it's okay if they don't want to have these incredibly vulnerable conversations with you. That's okay. That's okay. But what we can do as employers and organizations is accommodate folks that they are able to exist in their identities without being harmed.
So say we all. Thank you, Keela.
Of course.